Hi BookTube, my name is Rebecca and I need to remember how to do this. I love how I'm pretty sure the last video that I have posted on here many months ago was an end of the summer TBR that Sarah and I did together. And in it we kind of talked about how we didn't really want to do TBRs anymore. Well, that didn't work. That so super didn't work. I mean, 2020 was 2020, and I think a lot of people either read a lot or really didn't read very much. I'm in the didn't really read very much category. At least for me, I read 32 books. When I look back on previous years and how many books I've read each year, one, I hope that means I'm going to read over 80 books this year. But two, I have a very clear pattern, and when I look at the years that I read like 80 plus books, I was getting into BookTube, or I was going to the library a lot, and when you go to the library and I didn't own a lot of books, you're, essentially picking, you're literally picking a TBR, even though at the time I didn't know that phrase. I hadn't looked at BookTube yet. I definitely need to limit my selection in some way. Not doing TBRs didn't work. So now what I'm going to try is to really really hone in on what I'm reading every month. At the moment, I am doing 3-year length readathons or reading challenges. And I'm also, for January, I'm also doing Read Your Shelves. So I got a gift card from Target, and I got a TBR cart for myself. So going through the challenges, I had already picked out a lot of the books that I'm going to be reading, and then when I join other readathons, I'm going to first try to pick from the cart, and then I'll go to my shelves. So I brought the teacup out again. It's been a while. Also, I'm 100% sure I washed this. I washed this. I washed my cups, but I found like a little bit of blue lipstick on it. Girl, Sarah, we just wear some real extreme lipstick some days. Not today. I'm kind of bumming it out today. Alright, so the 3 readathons I'm doing Buzzwordathon, which Kayla is doing this year, Books and Lala. I printed out the sheet. I've picked my book for every prompt. I managed to get a book for everyone from just with something on my shelf, except for one prompt, which is the word last. And I do have a book that I have pulled from my shelves that I was going to donate, and I'm going to consider that, but for now I'm going to keep an eye on new releases. So if you have any recommendations for books that are coming out before, I think it's July, if there's something coming out that you think might be up my alley, would love a recommendation. I put aside The Last Magician for it, which I remember being interested at the time. Honestly, I have no idea what it's about now. Really, genuinely no idea. I'm also doing Read by Daylight, which was started by Brody over at @2Brody. If you are a horror fan, please go check this out if you haven't already. They have put so much work into this readathon that is happening all year. I'm really excited. Plus, it's wordplay on the game Dead by Daylight, so there's a video game aspect to it that I'm obviously drawn to. But every month, Brody is telling a story over on the Twitter about a monster or a killer you have to escape from that month, and there will be 3 prompts that you have to follow in order to escape. I'm struggling a lot with this one, and I'm again gonna put out a plea when I get to the prompts. Actually, I'll just say what they are now. There is this is not the right order, but there's a prompt for a book that was written under a pen name or a pseudonym. I don't know if I have one on my shelves, and I'm really trying to read books that I own right now, or new releases that I might get throughout the year, but I'm trying not to buy too many books. Although last year, I honestly didn't really buy a lot of books last year. The second prompt, or one of the other prompts, is to read a book with a focus on family. Easy enough. I definitely have a bunch of those. And then there's a prompt to read a book written by more than one author, which I do have something for that as well. I'm mostly just struggling with the pseudonym. I'll tell you what I picked for now, and hopefully it counts, but I'm not positive. So the last year challenge I'm doing is If You've Got It, Read It. This is done by the Spinebreakers, Meg and Sue. Every year for the last, I think, 3 years at least. I don't know how long they've been doing it. Last year, I printed out all of the challenges and I went over to my shelves and just like was hit with just this massive wave of like anxiety and depression, and I put it down and I walked away and I didn't pick it up the rest of the year. So I'm pretty sure I've thrown it out since then, thankfully, because that was just making me so sad to look at, because I just didn't want to read anything and I didn't want to watch BookTube, and it was a problem. Hopefully things are getting a little better. But anyway, I have a PDF of that now. There are 24 challenges on it. I'm gonna aim to do about 2 a month, but that's what my TBR cart is mainly. So the first 2 books that I plan to read in January, I technically already finished. They were both really short, and one of them was an audiobook. So I wanted to read and read Empress of Salt and Fortune by Nevo. This follows the If You Got It, Read It for a borrowed book. I was planning to do Read Your Shelves like right away, and then this book came off hold from the library like January 1st, and I was like, okay, well, I guess I'm starting with a book that I don't own, but that's okay. A lot of people have been talking about this. It's a really short magical book about a cleric who is speaking with a woman named Rabbit, who is telling this story about when she served for an empress. It's phenomenal. I'll talk about it in a wrap-up if I do one, but yeah, I'm planning to read that in January. Next was Brown Girl Dreaming by Jacqueline Woodson. This follows the buzzword for the word dream. I actually didn't have a new book for this, but I wanted to reread this one anyway, and the audiobook was available the first time I read it, and this is a book written in verse, so I really love getting an audiobook for books written in verse, especially when the author reads it, and Jacqueline Woodson reads this one. It's fantastic. This also fulfills... I did not take good notes. This is Read Your Shelves, I'm pretty sure though, for a reread. Do I still like this? So I'm trying to go diagonally on there. Hopefully I put up some kind of graphic that makes sense. So next up I want to read My Plain Jane. This is by Cynthia Hand, Brody Ashton, and Jody Meadows. What is on this? Why is it sticky? This is the second in like the Jane kind of series that these 3 authors are doing. It started with My Lady Jane, which I loved. They're really just kind of funny, lighter hearted YA fantasy, which I just always need in my life. I always need more comedic novels in my life. What is this fulfilling? So this fulfills... Why did I do it this way? Who are you? The Read by Daylight for more than one author. And it also fulfills Read Your Shelves for a retelling of a classic or fairy tale. I'm pretty sure this is a retelling of Jane Eyre, which I'm pumped about. I technically haven't read Jane Eyre, but I'm okay with this. I've seen the movie. Actually, Sarah and I did a split screen for Jane Eyre. Did I ever post that? I have like a number of videos that Sarah and I have done together that I just like haven't edited, again, because I just haven't been in the mood to do anything book or booktube related in a while. I think I have 5 videos that Sarah and I had done a while back, and I do want to edit them. We did a lot of like really fun games and just like tea hags nonsense and dressed up, and it was a blast. And they're not really like time sensitive because we did like games and stuff. The only thing I know about this is that it's some kind of Jane Eyre retelling, and it fits some prompts, and I bought it like when it came out, and it's just been sitting on my shelves and I haven't read it since. So I am feeling the pull to read this, which, like, if you've been in a reading slump, you know what it's like to not feel the desire to pick up a book. So the fact that, like, I want to hold a book in my hands, that's exciting. I had Brown Girl Dreaming. Why didn't I hold that up? I have the book. Dumbass. Editing Rebecca is gonna hate me. Okay, another book that I would really like to read is Elatsoe. This is by Darcy Little Badger. I don't have this yet. It is on the way. I was actually going to use this for Newest Acquired, which is a prompt for Read Your Shelves and for If You've Got It, Read It. However, another book came in before this one, so I'll talk about that in a second. However, Elatsoe, I believe, should fulfill the Read by Daylight book for a book centered on family. Tell me if I'm wrong, but from the synopsis, it did sound like there were strong family themes. I'm really excited about this one. All I really know is that it's about a girl who can raise the spirits of dead animals and is trying to solve some kind of, I think, murder mystery in her town. Next up, I might read Wuthering Heights by Emily Bronte. So this is the one that I picked for a book that's written by an author who uses a pseudonym or a pen name. Emily Bronte did write under a pen name for a long time, and now I forget what that pen name was. It's, this one's not, it doesn't have her pen name on it, so I don't know if I could count this. I really am not sure. It's so hard. I've been like looking up lists of like famous pseudonyms and pen names, and that's great, but like it doesn't help me. Like, those are big names generally. Like, yeah, I know that J.K. Rowling uses a pseudonym sometimes. I'm still not reading her books. So like it's hard to tell with like a book that's just like a newer release that's not like a famous classic or something like that. So if you happen to know of any books that are written with a pseudonym that I might not know about, please help me. Brody, I'm begging you, can I count this one? Because I don't know. I might buddy read this. I'm saying I might. I already made a group chat. I'm buddy reading this with like a number of booktubers. Not too many. I put out a plea on Twitter, like, please, somebody read Wuthering Heights with me because I'm terrified. I don't know if I'm gonna like this. I can get in the mood for classics sometimes. I actually was like massively in the mood for classics in 2020 when I was doing my rereads. I don't know why, but I'll talk about that more in my 2020 wrap up. But I think it'll help to have like a chapter breakdown where I can touch it with people. It might feel a little bit like homework, but that's okay. I do want to read it. It's been on my shelves for a while, and I'm curious where am I going to fall on Wuthering Heights, because it's very polarizing. This also fits the Read Your Shelves prompt for where did I get this, because I don't remember now. It's like, I definitely bought it secondhand, but I don't know where. So the last book that I have planned to read, which would make 6, which I think is good, we'll see, is a book that came, I didn't expect it to come today. I didn't know it existed. It's Rachel Bloom's book. And it's called I Want to Be Where the Normal People Are. First of all, can we enjoy this cover? Can we just take a moment to enjoy the Babysitters Club cover that this is? Because I love it. This book came out, I think, in November. It's just like a kind of, it's another celebrity comedic memoir type. I honestly really love them from, if it's from somebody that I, like. So this will be my newly acquired in both Read Your Shelves and, If You've Got It, Read It, which would make, I'll be able to do 2 prompts then this month, which is great. I hope everyone's doing okay. I'm doing better. I'm debating if I want to do more writing content. They get less attention here, but I am going to be doing a bit more writing stuff, trying to make it more of like feel like a job. I got an agent about a month ago, so that's kind of exciting. Not kind of exciting, that's thrilling. It's very validating after many, many years and a very emotional blog. Yeah, okay. So I guess I did all this prep and now I'm like, now it's over. Now what? Now I go. Now I go edit it. Goodbye.